Alright, so here's some things you never knew about 5-pin bowling. So, the pins used to be wood, and then they were fiberglass coated and plastic coated. These are plastic coated pins, which this one has a repair job on it. And these ones also have no holes, so these were pre-string. These are free fall, which got quickly eliminated by strings. So these are plastic coated, and then they moved to all the synthetics, which are down here. And these have semi-removable bases. So this one actually came without a base. That's when I got it. And this one I took the band off. But they were so hard to remove that the mechanic at my bowling alley had to drill screws into them, and he missed, in order to replace them. And I can't remember which, if they were nylon or something, but they used to warp and bend, and the pins would fall over too easily. This one is in extremely good condition. It's almost brand new. You can still see the logo. Yes, they have a logo. So that says Super 5, C5 PBA and everything. And then these Brunswicks have their logos and everything. But they do wear. So this one, you can barely see the logo. I don't even know if it shows up on camera. And this one has been used in many tournaments, and it is pretty beat up. It's so rough. It's extraordinarily rough. So you might know this, but they do actually have kind of replaceable bands. So I've got some pins in a crate down here, which I deep cleaned and replaced the bands. So you can buy rolls of vinyl tape and everything, but I just used red electrical tape. So this one is pretty gnarly and chewed up, and but some of them are in decent condition. There's also, so these pins, these are older and they're kind of yellow almost, and then these newer ones are like perfectly white, and all these ones down here, this entire set of them, which I built a crate for just so I can hold on to them for fun. This pin is also one of the rarest in the world, and if you're wondering how I got it from a cousin who bought it at a garage sale. And the thing that makes it rarer than the rest, is actually who made it. So it's basically the same pin and everything, but you can see that that logo says Mendez. And it does have basically like the same numbers and everything. They're kind of hard to make out. But the reason it's so rare is because Mendez only manufactured it for a shorter amount of time than any other type of pin. And it does still have the base and everything, and it's synthetic. It's got the hole drilled in the top. And you can also tell it has been used on a Mendez pin setter. So I've done my research on 5-pin setters. But what happens with the regular pin setters is the pin cups that they go into only reach to about here. And this one, it goes all the way, or almost all the way, which has scratched this quite a lot. So that's a really easy way to tell which pin setter it's been on. But this pin was only made for a short amount of time, and it only went with their the Mendez SE90 pin setter. Which was a string pin setter that worked with 10-pin, duck pin, and 5-pin. But it was only designated to one type. It wasn't like convertible or anything. So this was used on a Mendez pin setter, and it only came out with them for a short time. And at this time, I'm pretty sure Brunswick was still making pins of their own and everything, like their Score King Plus, which were drilled. And there were better known brands like the AMF pins. These are, every single one of these are AMF. They've got their Super 5 and everything. But these were only made for a short amount of time, not in high quantities or anything. So not a lot of people bought them. And I also don't know what band this is. I don't really want to take it off because it's kind of bulging and it's not good. These are like, I've got different bands. These are like Schmidt. These are... there's some PBS ones and everything. I think my PBS are under there, but yeah. And then this band, I took off this pin and I labeled it so I don't lose it. But another thing is they actually have logos inside the band. So this one is kind of worn, so it's hard to make out the details. but it has them on both sides. I wonder if I can find the other one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, just right there, just tiny little logos. I'll probably try to take that band off. They're really difficult to get off. And I'll see what logos are actually underneath, but they also line up perfectly with the logo on the front. So it's like the mold for them was made like that. And they also do have a seam along the side, so it's kind of like you can see where the mold seam was, which I'm pretty sure you can see on this pin. Yeah, right about there. There's a bit of a line there. Sorry, my camera won't focus. But yeah, and then Brunswick also did make 5-pin balls. These are kind of worn logos, but they do say Brunswick. Some other things you never knew is about the balls. Let me just get this out of the way. The balls are different sizes. You might have known that, but certain tournaments can't be held at certain centers because their house balls are so old that they've worn too small and can't be used in the tournament. And there's actually a really easy way to measure them, is we've got rings at the pro shop at the bowling alley I work at. They've got some metal rings that are like the maximum and minimum size. So if it doesn't fit through the ones, they're too big or too small. And they actually have, ironically, we have urethane balls. So these ones down here, these blue and red ones, are actually 60% rubber, and then like the other bit is resin. The Tigers, I have no idea what the compound is, but these new stings, scorpion stings, are all rubber, and they're really easy to grip and everything. So this sting and this ball are actually kind of the same, but there is a set of these scorpions. Or is it there? Yeah, so you can see it underneath. And then these ones, I have absolutely no idea anything about them. I just thrifted them, and the ones at the back. This one, no idea. It's completely unbranded. This one, no idea, completely unbranded. And it's technically illegal now, because you can only have 6 letters now on your ball. So this is 7, so that's not allowed. You can still use it because it was engraved before, but that is another interesting thing. And I've also got another ball up here, which kind of has a core in it, you could say. It's brand new, this one. So when the balls with these clear shells come down the ball return, you'll actually notice that they roll perfectly straight like this, and that's because of the weight distribution. But this ball is illegal. It doesn't have an engraving, it doesn't have a brand, but that's not the reason. It's actually way too light. It is extraordinarily light, like almost half the weight of any other ball. So that makes it completely illegal. Yeah, so then I'll show some clips of the pin setters because they are pretty cool. And at the bowling alley I work at, I got some shots because when we run tournaments, they'll send two people in the back in order to make sure that their tangles can get cleared pretty quick, because these pin setters don't actually have extremely good detangling cycles. They are pretty poor, and then they just kind of get stuck. So I'll show that right now with no voiceover. Here we go. So I took the band off this one, and if you see, it actually has logos inside, and this one's intact. So it says Cubica, Inc., Quebec, Canada, and then there's a little number or a letter B there, and then that says IPL. And on the back, it says, oh, it's just like a stamp of some sort. And that's on the basically mint. That's the best pin I have. Another interesting fact about these bowling pins is the way they're drilled, they can actually make sound. So if I just kind of blow into this, they kind of whistle a bit, which is weird. And they also, yeah, and this is the only type of pin that does it because it's drilled all the way through. Actually, I don't know. Rubber band duck pin might do that, but That's kind of interesting. And the cords on the pin setters also do snap. We've had them snap just once, and they're kind of hard to replace. And that is a conclusion on everything you did not know about 5-pin bowling, so thank you for watching to the 5 viewers that will.